Hello everybody. 5 seconds. Hugo. Shh. 5 seconds. Shh. We've got Hugo Bear here. Let me know if you can actually hear me okay. I haven't seen any comments yet, so bear with me until I can make sure you can hear me alright. It should be coming in on this microphone. 1212. Can you just confirm that that is indeed? Okay, cool. So, welcome Wolfpack. We are in the woods. And I'm trying to be reasonably quiet because Hugo Bear is woofing at something. Yeah. I'm just still setting the tripod up. Hello. I'm at my favourite oak tree in the house. So please hit the like button if you're watching this live. And if you're not watching this live, then please hit the like button anyway. So yeah, let me know you can hear everything okay. I'll have a look. I've got my iPad with me, so theoretically we're all good. And yes, indeed, it's all looking good. So here we go. So we've got the iPad rocking, so we'll be able to do stuff together basically. Let me light my. I gotta light my. You know what? Still smoking my Go Live cigarette, so I do apologise. It was quite a fast walk here actually with me and Hugo. Trying to get all set up ready. It's actually not that cold. I've got my oh Sandy, I've forgotten it already. Karif. I call it a shamog. Yeah, but it's a karif. Is it a karif, Sandy? I forget how you pronounce it now. So we've got Hugo Bear here. He's there, look. He's got a picnic blanket and he's got a fleece blanket. So he's happy. I'm happy. I've got a chair. I've actually got a piece of this tree at home in my studio. It's a lovely block of tree trunk, which was actually a shmug. Shmug, that's it. Shmug. Or also known as a karif or something like that. Hey, Robert McNamara in the house. Great to see you, my man. I know Robert McNamara's already hit the like button. So yeah, we got lots going on today. There's a train going by as well. Let me know if you can hear the train. Just say train if you can hear train. Hugo can hear it. Bless his cotton socks. So I've got tea as well. I should break out the tea, shouldn't I, really? So I've got a bunch of stuff we're going to talk about today, which would be good. I think we might need to crank this light up a little bit. 1, 2, second one from the bottom is plus. But I didn't want to drown out the background light, but I think we're all right for background light, aren't we? What do you reckon? I might need to run a lead. I might need to run a cable to the rear light to give it a bit more juice from the battery pack, but so far we're looking all right. So thank you everyone for joining us. I do appreciate it. Should we play around with some of the functions on here and see what we got? Hashtag no filter basically is what we're rocking with, yeah? Hashtag no filter. So let us know where you are, what you're doing, and what you're voting for. It's funny how it goes 15 and then it goes suddenly to 9, so YouTube up to the usual tricks. And you know, it's funny because this live stream wasn't on my subscription feed at all. So, oh, excellent. So Robert McNamara's got his Sigma Prepper official merch mug. I think, is that the monster mug you got there? Is it the mega mug, the 20-ounce big official Sigma Prepper mug? Is it? Links in the description to everyone else for the new Sigma Prepper merch. We've got loads of stuff on there now. I think there's about 30 mug designs and stuff. We've got the survival instincts on there as well, which are really popular. So grab yourself one of them. In fact, no, I need to update the prices on the shipping. unfortunately our darling Della's order got cancelled because the way the shipping works is it's like in negative territory. So I'm gonna re-honor Della's order, yeah, even though it actually cost me money to send it out. But I'll honour that, but I will need to update the prices. But anyone who puts any orders in between within the next 24 hours, I will authorise, right? But I will be updating the prices after that, because I tried to have them so stripped to the bone so I could make them as accessible to as many people as possible. But I need to convert it all to free shipping and stuff, and change the prices around. So thank you to everyone, and really appreciate you, Robert, as one of my first customers for the Sigma Prepper mug. Rick Massey in the house as well. From, there's that Northern Michigan as it quickly flew past. Thank you, Daily Survival, moderator of all moderators in the chat with us tonight. Really appreciate it. So I've got a lot of things I had written down of stuff that's going on in the world right now. Of course, the elections seem to be taking over most of what people are talking about. Tomorrow is the 5th of November, which is two things. First of all, it's the election kind of hype, right? So I am planning to do an election special Sigma Prepper live show tomorrow, but also as part of it, I'll probably go all the way through to the evening, so I'll probably start a little bit earlier with the live show and go on a little bit later, because it's also Guy Fawkes Day in the UK. Remember the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason and plot, something like that. So that's basically what's going on tomorrow, the 5th of November. So as well as the election in America, we've got the Guy Fawkes celebration, which is the celebration, ironically, of the failure of Guy Fawkes to do what he was planning to do to the Houses of Parliament with 33 barrels of gunpowder, if you know what I mean. So we'll be celebrating that. You're right, mister? You're right, mister? It's a shame Hugo Bear can't be in the shop with us, isn't it? What do you think, Hugo? Do you think we could... Your head's very nearly in the shot, mister. We could do a little bit hokey pokey. So we can have some room for you. Hey, you getting me slobbered. Get yourself sit down. No, back. There we go. You stay there. So I've got his dog bowl, so at least he can have a drink this time. I've got his dog bowl, and I'm just going to loosen this up with her missus. Just going to loosen it up slightly so I can. Don't know if we've got a signal issue. Hugo, can you say hello to everyone? Are you listening out? He's on guard. Hugo on guard. Bless him, but he's got his picnic blanket. He's got a picnic blanket and he's got a fleece, so he's all good. And I've got my schmug and a fleece and my tactical fleece. I say tactical fleece, it's just my one with all like the zippy pockets and Sigma wolf print. It's not a dog paw print, it's a wolf paw print. Oh dear. Hey Cypher, great to see you. Send an email. Hold on, I'm gonna have to, this is still a little bit too tight to manipulate around. I'm going to try and, I do apologise, keep fiddling around with the camera, but I think we're all right now. I just wanted to get Hugo Bear in the shot, was it? That was all. I think I'm following the rule of thirds appropriately there. Just saying hi. Great to see you, Cypher. Bear in mind, I only get your chat messages pop up on my screen here for a little while, but I have got my tablet with me dialed in so that hopefully I shouldn't miss any Streamlabs super chat donations or anything like that. I should see that coming in. If nothing else, I don't want to miss any of those. But thank you to each and every one of our Patreon VIP supporters. Couldn't be sitting here in the woods with a flask of tea and Hugo Bear without you, so thank you to each and every one of you. I was thinking about putting the it's alright baby, I was thinking about putting the list of VIP Patreon usernames in the descriptions of the videos as well, to pay homage going forwards, up until the point where hopefully the list gets too long. No such thing as too long. But we've got a great wolf pack building over on the Patreon Discord server as well. Daryl, great to see you. Water purification preps, now poison, now water. Yeah, and Good one, Daryl. I mean, obviously on my channel as well, you'll see there's a recent video I put out with my new ultimate water filtration kit, which uses an electric 12-volt pump, which I rigged up a USB-C power delivery circuit to use my battery bank to run a little water pump to push it through my soil water filter and through a carbon platypus. Carbon Works, it's called, a platypus filter. And it's really, really effective, and it does about 1 litre a minute. So yeah, it's worth watching that video if you haven't seen it. Let me know if you can hear the train, because it's incoming. Hello train. Hi fans. Hi fans. So it looks like the Cypher's loving the train. Are you liking the tree light, are you? It's such a simple little thing. It's such a simple little thing, but I'm super pleased with it. I will just zip that round a little bit. That's better. Yeah, we got full effect tree now. Do you know, it's funny because I've totally remodeled my my away kit. We'll call this my away kit, right? My on location live kit has just shrunk down, which was part of what I wanted to do for this channel, so that I could do more of these in the woods. Even though the winter's stepping in and it's going to get like worse and worse weather as time goes on. This is a big one, this one, isn't it? It's a really, do you know, that train is still going. That's got to be about 40 carriages, I reckon. They all sound very empty. I reckon the train track is probably less than, that's what she said. The train track is probably less than about 40 foot, 50 foot, maybe about 20 metres. Sorry, Hugo. Fucking hell. Oh, that is nasty. Sorry, everyone. Close your ears. Close your ears. Let me try and save it for everyone. Oh, that is so nasty. What the hell is going on with that? my ears are literally ringing from that. Is that train must be dragging a piece of steel behind it. Did you hear it? Or did it block out the frequencies? That was like, I do apologise. There should have been an audio warning for that one. But yeah, I think one of those carriages must have had the brake like stuck on or something like that. It was nasty. Oh man. So what we need to be doing first and foremost is, for a start, I need to be pouring myself a cup of tea. I hope you've all got yourselves a drink. It'd be rude not to. Oh wow, we got a birthday in the house, Robert McNamara. It's hard to believe it's my eldest son's 38 years today, so well done for surviving 38 rotations of Earth, of the sun, sorry. So yeah, thank you to everyone for being here. It's lovely to see all your names popping up. Please do come and say hi in the live chat if you're joining us. Don't be shy. We're all friends. We're all open and genuine peeps here. That's what makes us unique. Isn't that right, Hugo Bear? So I've got Hugo's collapsible bowl, and I've also got a bottle of water for him. But he's probably going to be all right at the moment. He seems quite happy, so I'm going to leave him being happy. But I will try and keep my stuff together. We've also got my flask here. He's such a good boy. He's such a handsome boy, it's not even funny. Bless his cotton socks. He's just chilling on the picnic blanket. And the problem was, I wasn't sure whether, I thought, should I bring Hugo Bear? Is he going to be a pain? Is he going to want to be out in the woods at midnight with the wolf pack? Or would he rather be on his own on the sofa, snuggled up under a fleece blanket? And I just determined that Hugo would always rather be with his daddy in the wildlife, doing what we do, where he knows he's going to get tea and biscuits as well. So, bless his cotton socks, you're such a handsome boy. So, let's get myself a cup of tea poured. Nuclear electric propulsion. Did you see my nuclear power station video, Cypher? That I did. It's the last video that I put out actually, and it's yeah, I took a Geiger counter to a nuclear power station. Just about 100 miles away from where I live. And it wasn't a good look, let me tell you that. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, it wasn't nothing, yeah. We don't want any spillages. Boom. Look at that, that is what you call a specimen. Specimen cup of tea. Although there's no such thing as a specimen cup of tea that comes out of a flask, you know how it is, right? Going to balance it there while we pop the lid on. We're going to be all organised and clean and tidy. There we go. Today's cup of tea is sponsored by Thermos. I'm guessing that's just Thermos, the brand name, innit? Oh, you see, that's interesting. It's showing me the mirror version of it. How have I only just noticed it showing me the mirror version of my screen? Tell me if it's the right way round the text for you. It should be. I hope so. It doesn't look like I can change front to back camera. Look, that's the other camera, which is just pitch black out there basically. What's this one? Highlight saved your channel as unlisted. That's not what I want either. Yeah, that's annoying. So you can't actually. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Live chat, all messages. That seems like it's the only thing you can change on it. That's a bit poor, isn't it? Oh well. Right. Now we can do our toast. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for joining me here, midnight, in wildlife with Hugo Bear in the woods. Cheers, everyone. Love, peace, and progress to the pack. Yummy. I'm not sure which side to put my tea. I think I might just put it straight in front of me, actually. No, let's not. Let's put it here. Okay. Next thing I need to produce is my own custom coasters. Now, on that front, cheers, everyone. Cheers, Sandy. I've got my cup right here. Yeah, but have you got the official cup, Cypher? That's the question. Have you got the Sigma Prepper cup? I must say, even I haven't got my Sigma Prepper cup. That's at home, but merch in the description. No messing about, Cypher, as well. We're talking proper 20-ounce mugs, mega mugs. We ain't talking like 11 ounce. We're not even talking 15 ounce. We're talking, yeah, you heard that right, 20 ounce. Train alert. Little baby one. Cheers, Daily Survival. Text is the right way around, says Sandy. Yeah, it's just annoying because to me it's showing me it in reverse, which I don't like it like that. I'm quite happy to see it as it is, but never mind. I wonder why I look so handsome. Yeah, I only look ugly the way that you see me. Yeah. I'm only joking. Right, what am I doing? Oh, I've got chocolate as well. I brought chocolate and biscuits. I'm surprised Hugo's ears didn't go up when I said the word biscuits. Oh. So one of my favourite chocolates, I think it's fallen out of the packet. Oh no, they're the biscuits. Must be this one. I'm doing it by feel. So this is yummy. Galaxy Smooth Caramel. Yeah. 20 ounce of goodness, isn't it just, Cypher? Go and check it out. I've got an Etsy store. I'm rocking with my Sigma Prepper mugs. They're no expense spared mugs, man, premium. And at the moment they're stripped to the bone. I'm gonna have to put the prices up in about 24, 48 hours because I've got no choice because they're too stripped to the bone. It doesn't even cover the shipping properly. So I'm gonna break myself off a little bit of my chocolato. If it was the end of the world, right, and I had to run to the shop to get anything, it would probably be a whole bunch of chocolate bars. Yeah. Let me know right now, live in the chat, that if shit hit the fan right now and that was it, and you had like a 20-minute heads up, half-hour heads up warning, and you could go to the store to get any creature comforts that you don't have enough of right now to ride you through, tell me live in the chat what it would be. Cheers, everyone. That is super yummy. Baby oil, says Daryl. Diddy styling. Oh, Hugo's doing some sniffing. You alright, mister? You're not supposed to have chocolate. It is nice to be out in the woods though, I've got to say. Joy in the house. Joy in the house. Thank you for that one, Joy. Colon cleansing kit is the first thing. Obviously, as you know, it's going to be the Galaxy Smooth Caramel Chocolate, right? Easy a case of Diet Mountain Dew, says Robert. Yeah. So come on, let us know what you haven't got as enough of in the cupboard that you would risk running out to the store to get. If I told you that shit's hitting the fan right now and like, easy cheese, says Daryl. So I'd say definitely the Galaxy chocolate. I'd say probably extra tea bags. That'd be a disaster running out of tea bags, and a few bags of sugar, stuff like that. As long as you can make. I don't have any powdered milk or anything. I will admit to not having any form of powdered milk. I think there's some cartons of evaporated milk and things like that, UHT milk, but I'm not sure how good they are now, to be honest. So milk isn't really something I've done a great job of prepping. It can be quite expensive to get the really good stuff. See, look, Daryl's got it. Look, tobacco, alcohol, water, caffeine, slingshots. You see, slingshots I'm good for, right? And caffeine I've mentioned with the tea. I don't know what there is in terms of coffee. Blow darts, look. But I tell you what, there was a good one in there, which was the tobacco is good. And even if you don't smoke, right, get in some, particularly if you just get some tailor-made cigarettes, that would be so powerful, bartering things like bottles of alcohol and cigarette packets and stuff like that, right? Even if you don't drink or anything, the bartering potential for that's epic. Yeah, look, Daryl's just popped up there saying barter, look. But yeah, it's a real good one. And yeah, so I'd definitely be getting some chocolate, right? Nothing in particular that I need. This is daily survival, and I probably would not go out there after SHTF. No, definitely not. But this is assuming that you had a warning. This is assuming that you had enough warning so that you could get home before anyone else found out, kind of a thing, right? I think my wife is worried about the election. She went to Sam's Club. They sell everything in bulk. Do you know what? I've heard a lot of people talk about that, Robert. So let's talk about it, because that was one of the things I was going to touch on tonight, actually, funnily enough, is the fact that, first of all, there is that executive order that was put in not that long ago by Biden, I believe, SB 1400, I think it is, which allows the military to assist the police in civil unrest policing. So that's not ideal. Purple Flurple in the house. What an absolute treat to see you. Here, look. She works in retail, right? Just for those that don't know. She's saying, this is Purple Flurple. She's saying, you would love me. We put all our out-of-date drinks and chocks in the staff room. The amount of chocks I can bring home is ridiculous. Oh yeah, evening all. That's brilliant, right? We're getting married, girlfriend, yeah. So I've got an unlimited supply of chocolate. So I can feed my diabetes. Might as well. Oh man. But yeah. So I do like chocolate, I must say. I've got a very sweet tooth, right? I like to have biscuits, I like chocolate. And it's not great in terms of, you know, you end up having a carb crash and stuff like that, so it's not ideal, but it can be good as a little, you know, for morale and things. I always do recommend having a few chocolate bars, even if it's just basic plain milk chocolate, square, own brand, really cheap stuff. Even if you just have slabs of that stored up, right? Dark chocolate is best as well. But you know, in a pinch, right, and if it's been like a couple of weeks that things have been gnarly, you are going to so appreciate having the odd little square of chocolate as your ration, believe me. I mean, when I was buying loads of preps, the last lot that I bought, it was stuff like fruit cocktail, tins of fruit cocktail. It was, you know, things like rice pudding, semolina, which surprisingly enough actually has a decent amount of protein as well, right? So it doesn't have to be nasty stuff. I'm quite happy to eat a bowl of, I can quite easily just have a tin of rice pudding out of a tin. I mean, when I was bodybuilding back in the day when I was a teenager, and early 20s, I mean, I'd eat like tin of beans just out of the tin, right, cold, just for the protein content, and tuna. I wouldn't do it with tuna anymore, because have you heard all the stuff about all the major toxic chemicals in tuna in the UK and all of Europe, I think it was. They had something like 203 different types of tuna, tins of tuna, and all of them were contaminated big time. Yeah. Vienna sausage, is that some rude connotation slang term that I don't know about? The Purple Flurple saying there, oh sorry, Joey, Sam Walton, Wally Woldstore, he was a camp overseer. Overseers, OSC during World War II. Purple Flurple saying, then my son brings home random stuff they make from the machines they build. We make a great team. Sounds like it. Honey on the lips, Joy saying. That sounds like a joy. Honey on the lips. We do love the honey on the lips. Dark chocolate, says Daryl. Are you a fan? With almonds. Oh, I see what you're saying, Joy. Chocolate with almonds. I quite like fruit and nut. Is that what you're saying? With almonds? I don't know. Tin of peaches, good one, Sandy. I did buy, I tell you what, when it comes to buying preps for tins for non-perishables, right? Tin peaches, tin pears, yummy, tin pears, right? Mixed fruit cocktail is yummy. To be honest, I'd be quite happy on a daily, right, to just have like a bowl of rice pudding and lob some half like tin of peaches in there with it. And even custard, right? You know, you get tins of custard, that's pretty good. You look at the content on the custards, good calories, good protein, if you get the right stuff, right? And you can mix in some protein powder as well, right? But so it doesn't have to be nasty. So yeah, custard with some tin peaches or tin pears. Yeah, prepping doesn't have to be nasty. Yeah, you're going to be getting bored of having things like beans and rice or whatever, do you know what I mean? You have like noodles. Spaghetti's good to buy because it takes up hardly any space compared to pasta. Cheers, everyone. Yummy. You like Hugo Bear? We might need to give Hugo Bear a little bit of biscuit, cookie. But he's been so patient, bless him. He's really chilled out. I don't know if he wants his blanket. Do you want your blanket? Hello, handsome. We've got his fleecy blanket. Look, bless him. This is his blanket, but the cats end up sleeping on it all the time. It's got a little Hugo Bear on it. Look, bless him. You gonna wear it? Oh God, you know I was gonna put your coat on, baby boy, wasn't I? Yeah, Daddy was gonna put your coat on. He's actually got a coat and he looks like a horse when he's wearing it. Now he looks like Mother Teresa. Look. Is that nice? Yeah. Now he looks like E.T. Is he? Are you E.T.? Is Hugo Bear E.T.? Look, bless him. Oh, are you having a nice time? You having a nice time? Bless his cotton socks. Look, your head's bigger than mine, Hugo. Your head's bigger than mine. Right, you're gonna lie down then? Or do you want a biscuit from Daddy? Do you want a biscuit? We can do that. Right, wind out then. Let's pop the camera up a little bit. Otherwise my head's chopped off, which is a little bit weird for everyone to see Daddy's head chopped off, isn't it? So you think you want some biscuit then? Look at his little wrinkled head face. Hugo got a wrinkled head face. What's Daddy got for you then? We've got some daily survival Daily Survival birthday biscuits still. Starting with some custard creams, look. So this is a birthday gift from Daily Survival, which is like an industrial box of cookies, yeah? Do you think you're going to have one of those, mister? I think he thinks that he's going to have one. Judging by the lip licking he's got going on. Oh, I don't know, Hugo, I can't open the packet. I know you reckon you better get it open immediately, Daddy. Give it here and I'll sort it out for you. But yeah, he's got a coat, like a doggy coat, but he actually looks like a horse when he's wearing it. Because it's like you see on a horse. I was going to put that on him, but I think it would have been too hot actually. It's not amazingly cold tonight. It's about 10 degrees centigrade. What is that, Chrissy? Daily Survival? Custard cream cookie. And Hugo's pretty convinced this first one's his. But we've got to dunk it in tea first, haven't we? There's no good having biscuits if it's not dunked in tea first, isn't that right? Daddy gets the first half, yeah? And then Hugo can have the other half, how's that? Yeah? Daddy get a kiss? There we go. Is that nice? Right, all finished, you have to wait for the next round. I'm going to need a refill in my cup as well. All gone. All gone. Go on and settle down. No, sit. Come back. Right, sit. There we go. I've got his collapsible water. This is his dog bowl. Look. Is that the wrong way around? Jack Pike, is it? Jack Pike of England. It's my survival gear review. This is Hugo's water bowl when we're wild camping and bushcrafting. Although, do you know what? Hugo's never actually come with me wild camping before. I really want to, but I just, logistically, I was thinking he can stay in my little pyramid tent while I'm in my hammock base camp, yeah? I'll pour him some water into his thing a little bit later on. He's alright for the time being though. I do appreciate everyone being with us. Please hit the like button. It's lovely to join, to see everyone's name popping up and everything. Let's have a look then. So, Hugo can hear something. Yeah, he's properly on guard. Winning streak in the house. Great to see you, winning streak. Hope all's good with you. Nothing comes between a man and his dog. Yeah, apart from biscuits, they get in between the man and his dog. Joy's saying there, Sandy, the sparking eyes, Hugo. So 50 degrees Fahrenheit, thank you, Chrissy. So it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit where I am right now on the east side. Is that the right way around? East side of the UK. It's about 10 degrees centigrade, about 50 Fahrenheit or so. But it doesn't feel that cold. I mean, I've got this fleece and I've got my tactical hooded fleece as well, plus my military scarf thing. Hugo settled himself down, so that's cool. Joy's saying dogs since they were created ate a diet of organ meat. The alpha wolf ate that first. Oh yeah, like heart and lung. And our old Staffordshire Bull Terrier that we had, she used to have home cooked meal, like offal. I think you're going to call it offal, with like kidney, liver, heart, lung, stuff like that. Robert McNamara saying, me and Maya took our dog Molly out for a test drive. She did great. My wife bought an adjustable strap that hooks her harness to the seat belt. Yeah, we have got one of those for Hugo, but he doesn't always wear it, to be honest. He likes to have his, if you see on the nuclear power station video that I put out, the last video I did on this channel, where I took a Geiger counter to a nuclear power station, you can see how Hugo basically spends the entirety of the car journey with his head out the window. That's how he likes to roll, bless him. Everyone laughs at him because it's actually, we got quite a small car. Our family car is quite a small car. It's just a Honda Jazz. It's like a, you know, little hatchback. So with Hugo's big old head shoved out the window when we're driving around, everyone looks at him. Yeah, top messages. Thank you, my darling. Mine is on top messages on this one. Let's do all messages. Otherwise, YouTube sometimes can filter messages out from people, you see. So if I didn't read any of your messages out, I do apologise. From now on, I shouldn't miss a thing. See Daryl there saying Mercury, Fukushima. Yeah, we're talking tuna, tins of tuna, right? There was a study done in the UK, I think it was, or somewhere, and it took like hundreds of samples of tuna fish from tins, and all of them had real bad carcinogenic sort of cancer type stuff going on in them. Minced meat gag, says Joy. Yeah, there's something about minced meat that is quite gag worthy, I've got to say. Yeah, I mean, I love a spaghetti bolognese and stuff like that, right? You can't avoid minced meat in a spaghetti bolognese, but strong clean organ, this is Joy. Strong clean organ meat, dogs need organ meat. Carrots, sweet potatoes, cranberries and flax. Just saying, I've been researching, like it. You see, the other thing as well is important to remember to prepare for your pets as animals as well, right? A lot of people, they just think, oh, I'll just let them feed on my stuff, right? And they don't really bother prepping for their animals. I've had this conversation with somebody who actually runs a prepping channel, and they're like, oh, I don't care about the animals, they're like least of my worries. And I thought, what an attitude to have. And it's like, they can just have some of what I'm having. And it's like, do you know the problem with that is you've got to think ahead a little bit, right? Because you're not going to be able to take your dog for a walk as you normally would be doing, right? And so if you think it through, your dog's mess is going to accumulate in your own property, on your own land, and some people don't have an awful lot of land themselves anyway, who have dogs, right? So do you really want to be giving them all human food and their stomach being upset? A lot of dogs have kind of sensitive stomachs, right? And if you start messing around with their diet, and all of a sudden they go from having like dog biscuits to suddenly having human food all the time, you know, they're going to be runny, soft fecal matter, let's call it, right, which is going to be even more nasty to clear up and deal with during an SHTF scenario, right? I know you think I'm going crazy, but I'm just saying you've got to consider it all, right? Check it out, train coming. You know about the food that was chocolate blessing, just looking at it, always expecting. I have a grandmother dog, she's thriving on my love. Yeah, that's all dogs need, usually. Purple, you're joking, JD's better than me. The amount of money I spend on that little dude is ridiculous, I'm not even exaggerating. Yeah, Magic Hand was like that with our dog Leah, Staffy. She'd have better, in terms of value, like cost, meals than we would, with all the raw meat and stuff. Cool, that is real loud, isn't it? I have to bear that in mind with this spot. Although it's got my favourite oak tree in the whole wide world that's absolutely humongous, it is right next to a train line, feeding a, docks. A very busy docks at that. And I need to get a refill of tea. So I got all sorts of stuff I'd planned to talk about. Let us know what you've been seeing going on in the news. There's a few videos I want to show you that I've got on my tablet. That's got my tablet along, and I can show you some bits and pieces as we go, right? But I did wanted to make a mention about the fact that tomorrow we'll be doing like an election / Guy Fawkes Mega Live Special or something. Right, but look out for that tomorrow. I need to get myself a little makeshift ashtray or something. Just pop it there. That'll be alright. You're right, mister. Hugo's on guard, so we're all good. Spain targeted, yeah, North Carolina targeted. I'll tell you what. Oh yes, and then you got the, isn't it the 19th, Sandy? Oh yeah, she just said it as I said it, yeah, 19th. So you got the British farmers protesting going down to London on the 19th of November because they're not happy about the way they're treated. A lot of it's to do with, for those that aren't aware, one of the things going on in the UK right now. Sit, baby boy, it's all right, all gone. All gone, sit. Hugo, good boy, lay down. Lay down, just chill out. We'll have some more cookies in a minute. So the idea being, right, is what the government's doing is changing the policy for inheritance tax on farming so that basically you can't just pass the farm on. They're going to tax your family as part of the inheritance tax, which used to be exempt for farmers, right? And they're doing it based on the land value. And so because farms tend to be about £1 million worth of land, even though they're not worth £1 million because they get paid literally minimum wage when you work out how much farmers are making, right? So they can't really afford to be paying any capital gains or inheritance tax, as they will be clobbered for now that they didn't before. So it will make it impossible for farmers to pass their farms down to their children, as they've done for hundreds of years and for several generations, right? So it's a big thing right now. And they've been doing that everywhere, and there was a load of stuff going on. I don't know if you followed it, and it wasn't supposed to be widely known, but Bill you know who, yeah, I'll let you in the comments and in the chat put the surname of what I'm chatting about, right? But Bill you know who came over to the UK from America and had a chat with old you know who, Prime Minister of the UK, right? Came and had a chat, and then a couple of days later they suddenly come out with some little scam idea to make it that no farms can ever be passed down to their children anymore. So it means that it will have to be handed over to the state where they can't pay the inheritance tax. They'll have to sell the farm to pay the inheritance tax, right? And guess who's going to be ready to buy that farm, right? So that's the premise of that, just so you know. That's what people are not happy about, right? So yeah, thank you, Sandy. You got the Daryl there's talking about Spain and North Carolina and things like that with the weather business going on, right? And the fact that the mainstream has to come out and specifically say that it's not human done, let's just say, the weather. The fact that they feel the need to come out and say that it wasn't that should let you know already that it was that. So the supply chain supplying someone, says Joy. She's referring to, is it she or he? Sorry Joy, I don't know. Could be either. I can't see your profile picture for me. Not that I should be assuming somebody's gender just from a profile picture. I'm surprised YouTube hasn't got gender sort of icons on people's profile pictures nowadays. Unfortunately not, Daryl. And what's dog grass anyway? That doesn't sound very nice. Happy dog grass. Yes, Daryl and Sandy. Oh dear. Freeze dried meat. Have you ever done any freeze drying yourself, Joy? I've never tried that. I've done a lot of vacuum packing, vacuum sealing and stuff. I did buy a vacuum sealer, just a cheap like £35, £40 one from Amazon, which was pretty good though, and you get the vacuum wrap, and it seals it and sucks it out. Well, it sucks it out and then seals it at the same time. I did all of our rice like that, right? So just bought big bags of rice, split them up into about 1 kilo loads, and vacuum sealed those with oxygen absorbers put inside before. So, Joy is a woman, my wife. Oh, okay, Daryl. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Oh, yeah. The surname was a bit of a giveaway, Daryl. Yeah, wasn't For someone with an IQ of 153, you would have thought I'd figured that out. Oh, I shouldn't have said that out loud. But yeah, nicely pointed out, thank you. We're allowed to talk about that traffic accident where a man managed to lose his you-know-what in a street and body in another. Funny kind of bust that, isn't it just? I saw that, and when I saw the headlines just of the head and things in Edinburgh was found, and it's showing me like I've got decent signal, so it's a bit weird. No, it's alright, I've just paused it and played it on my come back Baffling Hill. So yeah, it must be a YouTube thing then, because it looks like my signal's alright here. So yeah, we should be alright. I'm going to pour myself another cuppa though. Yeah, maybe that is what they got a problem with us talking about. Yeah, but I'll tell you, this is how YouTube does a really good job of just shedding people off the stream, right? Every time he starts building it up, it just sheds them off again, right? It's so rude, it's not even funny. But I am going to do myself a refill of tea. Oops. The flask fell over, but luckily the lid was still on. So yeah, no, we're talking about in Edinburgh. There was someone's head found. What's up? This is Daddy's tea, not Hugo's tea. You can have some bit later on. You gotta wait. Just lie down. Settle down, mister. Good boy. He's alright. I am glad I brought Hugo along with me. I wasn't sure if he was going to want to or not, but of course he is. He loves being out and about. And I love having my biscuits with a flask of tea, surrounded by bushes and trees and wildlife and funny sounds. Yeah. Funny animal sounds and creepy crawlies and things. Yeah. So, fresh cup of tea. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for being with me. So tomorrow will be far more organised, kind of a live show where we'll be in the studio, obviously, and we'll be doing it. We'll be going as long as possible. We'll be covering all the shenanigans. Gently. Good boy. Yummy. Do you know, the only way that tea could taste any better is if I'd made it on a Kelly kettle. Wolves travel quietly. Do you know, I found something out, and then I found it out to be a myth later on, which is the whole thing about when wolves howl. Wolves' howls don't echo. Have you ever heard that? Yeah, wolves, when they howl, their howls don't echo. That's what I learned at some point, but then I found out that that's a myth. Hey, chaos in the house. Yeah, I totally agree, Daryl. I think it's well sus, yeah, that whole story of like, and then they didn't notice it was a head, or they didn't do anything about it because it was Halloween. They thought it was a Halloween prank or something, yeah. You alright, baby? He's sniffing one of his toes. Machete buzz, it might have been. Right, sit yourself down then. You go. Sit. Just settle down, we're not going anywhere. I've got chocolate to eat. We've got friends here. We've got guests. What a beautiful little face you've got, mister. What a beautiful little face. Multi-medium arts in the house. I like the fires that have an underground air tunnel to fan the flames and heat the floor. Yeah. We're not just talking about underfloor heating, are we? Do you reckon Machete was on the bus, Daryl? All sorts of theories flying about. But it does seem a bit weird, doesn't it? I've got to say. No, you've had your biscuit, mister. Excuse me, smoking in the wild. What else was there? Oh yeah, I got to tell you about Peanut as well. Did you hear about Peanut the squirrel? And Freddy. I don't really want to sadden the tone, to be honest, but it's bad news. This is such a perfect example of how much the government doesn't like you, right? If you understand the Peanut and Freddy story, right? Peanut the squirrel being basically euthanized, right? Some dude and a woman had rescued a squirrel 7 years ago, right? Where its mother was killed by road traffic, I think, and it would never have fended for itself, so they took it in, cared for it, fed it. They tried to release it into the wild several times and it came back, so they were in the process of, you know, looking after it and making their own sanctuary, animal sanctuary. And then some woman who people identify as some Israeli woman, apparently, I don't know why her nationality is important, but apparently it is, some Israeli Karen woman in America basically reported and said that it thought that this squirrel had rabies. So literally the government, being the government, sent 12 police officers around there with a warrant to search the whole place, arrested him and her, and took the raccoon and Peanut the squirrel, Freddy the raccoon and Peanut the squirrel, and put them down. And they're like internet sensations, right? It's like 1 million followers on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that, right? Like everyone follows this channel for Peanut the squirrel, right? It's bad news. Bad news. And look, there's hold on. It didn't take them to get the memes out. Didn't take them long at all. But check it out. This kind of sums it up. You see? I don't know if you can see that. So you sleeping, trying to. Peanut the squirrel was investigated more than. Sorry, but it basically says you sleeping, trying to. Peanut the squirrel was investigated more than any single Epstein client. Amazing. But it's just evil. It's just mean. Yeah. It's just mean. So this is the farmers on the way to the protest on the 19th. Yeah. Hugo, come. Here. Hugo. Hey. Hugo, come here. Come here. Right, sit down. Let me oh no, you're alright. Just there. Sorry, I've got Hugo with me for those who are just joining us. You got to check this out as well. Look, this is, believe it or not, this is an advert for concrete. That's literally, that's an advert for cement, yeah. I'll show you it again. How crazy is that? Oh dear. I spent my life in marketing, so I really appreciate stuff like that. Sit down. Sit. You're getting yourself tangled up. Right, lie down. Lie down. Let me give you a blanket. Can you grab his blanket on his head, look? All better. So there was this other thing as well. Rob Schneider seems to be putting a lot of stuff out at the moment. Okay, here we go. Right, let's wait for this. We'll wait for this train to go. We've got a train incoming. Watch out. It's just occurred to me, right, if you can even hear me, but it's just occurred to me that there's no way the train driver can't see me and Hugo sitting here with the fucking tree lit up. Fucking hell. I mean, I've got this light right in my face, right, and I'm sitting here, right here, and the train literally goes, whoa. And because I could see the headlights of the train coming along, it's like, there's no way the driver's not seeing me sitting here, yeah. North Korean rocket. I never really worry about North Korean rocket stuff. One of the reasons being is North Korea is one of those things that the Pentagon uses every year at exactly the same time of year, usually February, March, leading up to February, March, because that's when the military budget is secured for the year. So they need to continually start building up all of these imaginary threats around the world in time for when the military budget reveals how much they need, so that all the congressmen sign it through, because of course, what about the rockets in North Korea? Oh, what about Russia who wants to take over the world? Oh, what about China who wants to take over everyone, and all this other nonsense, right? So I never listen to anything to do with North Korea, because North Korea is the thing that America uses the most as their excuse to ramp up their Pentagon budget every single year without fail. So this is Freddy the raccoon, right? So this is their rescue, one of their rescues, right? Who's the gay guy in the woods? But yeah, so this is Freddy, yeah. So they put him down basically for no reason at all. Look, people have been on it with the AI. Look, Peanut and Freddy on the way to heaven, bless their cotton socks, poor things. Look, yeah. I mean, it's like, so yeah, this is how they used to roll. This is why it was such a popular channel with like millions of followers, right? Look at his little face. Yeah. And there's the squirrel, look. And that's their squirrel Peanut. Right, so they rescued that from a baby. It's not people, Robert, it's the big G who make all these decisions, yeah? It's the big G, they've had it since it was a little baby. And now, and then this is...
Hi everyone. I don't know how I'm gonna say this.
This is how much the government cares about you.
To all of you. Peanut was the best thing that ever happened to us. And we got confirmation that they put him down. I want to continue to fight this fight as much as I can, but we need all of you to come together and help us.
Poor woman, she can't contain herself.
Please continue to help us raise money for the ongoing legal battles and for our nonprofit, so we could keep Ethan's name alive. Thank you all.
I mean, it's just absolutely the most nastiest thing I've ever seen. Like, and the problem is, right, is this is going to be such a big, massive backlash, man. When the government turns up at your house and starts killing your animals, they decide what animals you can care for or not. This is where there's been a lot of pushback. This is why it's gone viral around the internet, because it's more than just a squirrel and a raccoon being taken out by the government for nothing, right? This is about what that says about those 12 police officers that turned up, about the DEC, Department of Environment, whatever it is, right? It's about all of them just doing our job, right? But not any of them thought to just like quarantine it for 10 days to see if it shows any signs of rabies. But oh no, even though they've been living with that thing for 7 years, can you imagine? That's like a child to them. Yeah, they don't have any kids themselves. That their animals are their children. That couple have been caring for that raccoon and the squirrel for years, right, as part of their family, and they just come in, take them away, and just literally cut the squirrel's head off. That's how they test for rabies. They just cut the head off to see did it have rabies or not. What is the point in that? Fuck me. It's so hateful. This is how much your big G values life of all forms, right? Do you know what? Living in Thailand, yeah, when we were living in Thailand for about 10 years, we had to have our dog that was from the UK. We brought her to Thailand, right? We had to have her put down in Thailand. And because of their Buddhist culture, and in Buddhism religion, you do no harm to any living being, including animals, which is why it's such a great religion, right? To the point where, when our dog had cancer and it got to the point where she wasn't enjoying life, she needed to be put down, we had to go and get permission from a local temple monk, from the temple, the village temple, right? We had to go there and get a written thing signed by a monk, because the vets there won't even put an animal down unless the monk feels as though, yes, it's the best thing for it, because it's against their religion to do any harm to any animal. Can you imagine if like 12 police officers sent in by the government turned up in Thailand to kill some animals? I don't think so. They'd be torn limb from limb on the streets, man. Yeah. So mean. So mean. And even though one of my company Sigma Prepper branding taglines is, you know, as it is on the website homepage, don't end up around a campfire eating squirrels on sticks, right? I love squirrels. Hugo loves squirrels even more than I do, and my shoulder still hasn't quite recovered to prove how much he likes squirrels when he goes running towards it on a lead. But yeah, they're cute little things, man, and raccoons. I fed the raccoons at Singapore Zoo. One of the best zoos I've ever been to in Singapore is Singapore Zoo. But they got a brilliant raccoon enclosure, and they all sit in there like praying for you to throw them some food. Popcorn I was feeding them. I know you're not supposed to. But they do love the popcorn. So tell me what you're thinking about the whole Peanut the squirrel and Freddy the... It's just bad news, man. And look, while I was on the actual social media app, I took some screenshots of a couple of the some of the comments that people were making on here, and it's really interesting to see the sentiment on the sentiment that people have. Hold on, I'll get to the first one. But yes, people are saying stuff like, I'd understand a John Wick level crash out. I think that's brilliant. I'd understand a John Wick level crash out. Says here, as Andrew Tate said, we don't own anything. If the government wants to take the home you work hard to pay for, they find a way to take it. So much resources spent on nothing. When an empire is dying, its rules get crazier by time. The government doesn't want you to be happy. Really just made no sense for them to do that. I mean, this is like what people's comments are, right? When an empire is done, it gets crazy about time. As an attorney, literally, why did they do that? Somebody is saying justice for Peanut. What was the reason given for euthanizing Peanut? Question mark. And there's 221 replies. Harambe level event. I'm not even familiar with Harambe. What's Harambe? Let me know. Educate me in the chat if I should already know that. And the squirrel was probably so scared all alone looking around for him. My heart. This ruined my day. Dragged them out, executing publicly, best fix. Wow. What was the point of them doing that? This is the thing, there wasn't any. Who filed the complaint is what I want to know. Now that's interesting because, and you know, squirrels are the bottom of the list for rabies as well. They're not even reportable. When you look on the thing, there's a guy I follow and he showed on the actual rabies website, and you don't have to, it's not even a reportable one. It's not even yellow, let alone amber or red for rabies. So there was literally no reason. Our government hates us. This is the kind of things that people are saying, right? But sure enough, people did track down the woman who reported it, like I say, and they found out she's some Israeli woman, and she was online bragging about the fact that she dobbed them in. Yeah, she was bragging online about the fact that she was the one who had reported them. And then check out what the mainstream media, check out what they do. Check out the headline. How a squirrel becomes a rallying cry of the far right. How amazing is that? How a squirrel became a rallying cry of the far right. Wow, after the lawful removal of an illegal pet in New York, right-wing activists call to arms. It's like, far right. No, that's just about everybody who's heard this story is absolutely disgusted with it. It's just incredible the way they'll try and position it like that, right? But the AI is way onto it, look. Look. Squirrel with a MAGA, Peanut with a MAGA hat, look. And he's well in support of it, right? I think he's made a mention of it. But look at the effort people have put in, look. It's just so representative is the problem, and that's where people are just absolutely done, totally and utterly done. Talking of which,
Do we believe in freedom?
all three of them, she says the same thing every time, exactly the same. Even the same hand actions, look. It's just pathetic to watch, it really is. It's like mind-numbing. Yeah. I'm just checking out what other vids I've got in here that I can share with you.
Crystal clear. The vast majority.
This was one. This was one that was doing the rounds recently. I think this is a truck.
Kamala Harris. Let's get one thing crystal clear. The vast majority of American men have no issue with electing a female president. Our issue lies solely with you. You were second in charge of California for 13 years.
As California's Attorney General, Harris promoted enforcement of a law that allowed prosecutors to seek jail time for parents.
We've got a train incoming, hold on. Time for a sip of tea. Cheers, everyone. Make sure there's no spiders in it. It might be a big one. Should we wave at the train driver again? Hugo wants a little bit more biscuit, so we'll let him have some. Good boy. Is that nice? Is that yummy? He's such a handsome boy. What a handsome boy. It's just a train. It's just a train. It's alright. It is a long one, isn't it?
Let's
We'll rewind that video. We'll try it again in a second. I need to keep my eye on the screen because I don't have my monitor running because I'm using it to do the video. I can't see what people are saying unless it comes up on the screen here. So, right, train has gone. So let's try that again. Now this is amazing, right? Listen to this. Let me know if you can hear it all right. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say. This is part of the Trump campaign, right?
one thing crystal clear. The vast majority of American men have no issue with electing a female president. Our issue.
Oh, sorry.
Kamala Harris. Let's get one thing crystal clear. The vast majority of American men have no issue with electing a female president. Our issue lies solely with you. You were second in charge of California for 13 years.
As California's Attorney General, Harris promoted enforcement of a law that allowed prosecutors to seek jail time for parents of truant kids.
As a prosecutor and law enforcement, I have a huge stick. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
I thought that was crazy. I was like, how can you lock
Just in the true words of a
If you don't go
tyrant.
to school, Kamala's going to put you and me in jail. Yes, we achieved intended effect.
I opened the
What a
door and I
lunatic.
see at least 7 or 8 cops wanted to arrest me. As a matter of fact, they did.
And frankly, you know the prosecutors in my office who volunteered to do this? My homicide prosecutors, my gang prosecutors. And they went over there and I said, when you go over there, look really mean.
She had me arrested and prosecuted because my handicapped daughter was sick in the hospital and had missed some days of school.
I learned that with the swipe of my pen, I could charge someone with the lowest level offense. That person could be arrested. They could lose time from work and their family maybe lose their job. They'd have to come out of their own pocket to help hire a lawyer. They'd lose standing in their community.
I lost my job and couldn't pay rent, and we got
She's just going to be drunk
Weeks
on
later, I could
power.
dismiss the charges, but their life would forever be changed.
I became homeless. We had to move into a
With the
motel.
flick
All
of my
because
pen.
of the swipe of my pen.
I don't agree what Kamala Harris did to my mom, and I don't agree
Just
with
a
what
lunatic.
she's done to other parents as well.
You were second in charge of the United States for 4 years.
If anything, would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Inflation is hitting the highest level in 39 years. A record high number of illegal crossings.
Crime's been surging across the nation.
Huge spikes in homicide.
Could we be heading toward World War III?
After 17 years of failed leadership, you are now asking us to trust you as first in charge of our country.
I am concerned and focused on big issues. Elementary and middle school truancy is actually a big issue. If we're trying to save the state money, because of truancy, California public schools
lose $1.4 billion a year in funding.
I want money.
My message to all Americans, do not trust Kamala Harris.
As men and protectors of women and children, you are simply a risk we are not willing to take.
Okay, now if you care, please listen to this mother story.
So, this is like, you can just hear, right, when somebody comes out with something like, with the flick of my pen, swipe of my pen, Banana, and great to see you. She was a DA. Cities used to be nice to visit. Yeah, she's getting a lot of heat from when she was a DA in California, though, it seems, with some of her policies, with putting parents in prison for truancy and stuff. And she was right in there. Dark Matter, great to see you. And she was right in there with all the wrong people. What exactly is happening in here? Everything's happening in here. Dark Matter, great to see you. Thanks for being with us. Please hit the like button, don't be shy. We're out in the woods. We're out in the woods, wilding it, with a flask of tea and a big Boer Mastiff, a South African Mastiff, and a massive train going past. Cover your ears, everyone, watch out! Wait for this train to go by. Talking of burbles, that's what Hugo is. I saw this today, which was a bit sad. Yeah. How long will your dog live? Look. That is a big old massive train going by, isn't it? Is that? There seems to be a light bar at the top, but I think that's just a YouTube thing. Oh no, my ashtray's down here, isn't it? Sounds like the train's going. The train's going. So I came across this. Earlier. Doesn't it sound like a fairground ride? I do. It's probably about 40 carriages long. It's going to the docks. There's like a big shipping docks here, not that far away. But it's just the train line goes straight past here where I'm sitting, and I've set up my camp. And Hugo Bear's looking like ET on the floor. Talking to Hugo Bear. Oh, there's Hugo, look. He's all happy. He's on the blanket. Let me get this dialed back in. There we go. But yeah, check it out. I saw this today, which is a bit sad. This is how long will your dog live? So Hugo's a Boerboel, 9 to 11 years old, right? And he's 8 years old already. How sad's that? Poor old Hugo Bear. Poor old Hugo Bear. I'll tell you what, I was doing some work as well on my my sentry turret. For those who haven't seen my sentry turret, I was doing some work securing my cables on my sentry turret pan and tilt development that I've been working on for a long time. But I secured all the vision lock sensor boards on there and redid all the wiring and stuff. Let's see what else we got on here that I was gonna... Oh, bless this little thing. I like stuff like this as well, look. This looks like a water buffalo. Look, he's absolutely well excited. Look, bless his cotton socks. Yeah, how cool is that? I like stuff like that. Bless. Yeah. There's no reason why they can't be happy animals too. Just see what else I've got for you. Yeah, look, that's a good one. Good little meme there. Lock the gates on a cemetery today, and the Democrats accused me of election interference. Oh dear. Let me know if you get it. I'm sure you do. I'm not going to read that out, 'cause it's probably a little bit dodgy. This is quite funny. Maybe we should watch this. This is when people who get interviewed, you know, when people get interviewed on the street, right? When they take it too far, basically, right? But it's very well done. I think I would do a similar thing, yeah. So there's this one, look. Brown bear, black bear, far right bear, look.
Can men get pregnant?
Oh, I am.
You're pregnant?
Mm-hmm.
You are?
Yeah. How about a congratulations? Instead of laughing at me, you could say like congrats or something.
Congratulations. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So how far along are you?
2 weeks.
How do you know you're pregnant after 2 weeks?
My stomach's been growling more than usual, so and me and him had sex, so I think that's where it came from.
How long have you guys been together?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh.
We were like a one-night stand. I was finna dip, but I was like, that's my kid. I'm finna stay.
The way he plays
really
along with it is
We need
brilliant.
more of that. More
I know
men
we need
like
more
you.
black fathers.
Did you take a test yet?
You need more
for
black
AIDS.
fathers, amazing.
That too. But presumably the pregnancy test?
Oh no.
How do you know you don't just have cramps?
No, I have a kid too, so this is the second time this happened.
So the first time you had a kid, you felt like
Yeah, I felt the same sensation I'm feeling now.
Okay, and where did the kid come out of?
My asshole. That's kind of obvious, right?
Yeah, is that funny or something?
No, you're right. So you identify as a woman?
No, and that's kind of offensive.
I'm the woman. I identify as a woman.
So shouldn't you be the pregnant one?
No, I just told you men could get pregnant.
That's amazing. Just to
Can men get
just
pregnant?
to ad lib that on the street off the fly is just amazing. But that's literally, that's what it kind of deserves, right? It's like that's exactly the seriousness that kind of a question should be treated with, right? In my humble opinion, right? You gotta love the internet, innit? I mean, what a great bunch of people there is in the world. Yeah, look, Staffy, talking to doggies, look. Staffies are just land seals, look. Have you seen the one like this that's the, it's got the little doggies in there, the muffins, the blueberry muffins. Have you seen that one? Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. But there's a version of this, instead of Staffordshire Bull Terrier doggies and seals, it's like, I don't know what dog it is. It's a little bit like a Paris Hilton looking dog with blueberry muffins. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. Oh, bless old Hugo Berry. So I'm so glad he came along with me. I wasn't sure, I was like 50-50, and I made an executive decision that he should come with me. I really want to plan doing an overnight camp with Hugo. I've never done it before, and I can't see any reason why not. But it is a little bit, it is a little bit dodgy. Have you seen what they've been doing, clearing up the streets of Valencia in Spain? What an absolute nightmare to deal with that is. Yeah, where do you even begin with that kind of stuff? Yeah. I don't know where you even start to clear that stuff up and scrape up the mud. As I've mentioned before, living in Thailand, we had a real bad flood. It was similar to this kind of level stuff, right? And yeah, when you see the effort it takes to clean it up, because this can be like 6 inches thick of mud, and the minute that starts solidifying, right, because the water drains away and you're left with like a really tightly packed, like clay. It's like clay. You can't just get a spade. You can't just get a spade and like spade it up. Do you know what I mean? No, I'm in the UK. What is it, mister? I think it's actually the voices on the iPad, if Hugo can hear. What is it? Come this way. Come. Come. Turn around. No, you're going to get tangled up. Come this way. There's a good boy. Have you got tangled up or what? He's alright. Right, sit yourself down. There's a good boy. That's better. He's happy. I'm happy. Have you heard of Asheville, North Carolina? What happened? Yeah, I did have a load of footage on that. Just had is that where you are, Dark Meta? I'm in the UK. Barcelona is on alert now for flooding, so Sandy. Wow. Good boy, sit down. Donate brooms for Spain. I think actually, yeah, I'll check this out. You've got to see this. This is well funny. the things people do to their doggies, since we're talking about doggies. Have you seen the one? Oh, Hurricane Helene was it that you were near? Yeah. No, I followed that. I did a report on that live as it was going on, basically, on this channel. Oh my goodness, look at that thing. Look, isn't that one of them things where only their mother can love? This one actually looks a little bit like Hugo Bear. Yeah, it might even be a bauble. Look, Halloween styly. Is that toothless, look? Those people are hurting bad still, says Dark Matter. Yeah, do you know what? Not enough attention's being drawn to that as well. They seem to have just forgotten about the poor people in Helene and in North Carolina as well, from Melton was it? Storm. They're still struggling with it. Still trying to get the roads cleared out. This was some of the stuff going on in Valencia, look, and if you look at the sort of debris and things that are in the water, look how fast that's flowing, man. You are going to get absolutely mashed to pieces. Yeah, dealing with that. And just think about the insurance claims, yeah? Think how much money we're talking about for, I mean, this is like people's livelihoods, yeah, the way they get to work every day. Yeah, the impact on that is just like, and look, when you see stuff like this and you've got cars with their lights on, which means that there's probably people inside them just floating down like that, look at the speed of it. What do you even do in that situation, right? How do you prepare for that? Yeah? And the government's going to give you $750. Yeah, what a joke. Again, this is Valencia, look. This is what they've been dealing with. Yeah, I think the same thing, Dark Meta. I did a whole thing about that. And as well as lithium, there's something else there as well, Dark Meta. What is it? Is it lithium and... There's something else as well very valuable there. Exactly where... And the fact that that hurricane happened so far up the mountain as well. Yeah, look, all of Kamala's endorsements, look. Basically the P. Diddy party crew. And do you know what? No messing about, because you had like J-Lo, yeah, she was at one of Kamala's rallies, yeah. He's voting for Kamala, right? He was the main VIP at P. Diddy's parties. We know that she absolutely is suffering from TDS, Madonna. Oprah, we know about her, yeah. I mean, these are the people that she's had up there supporting her, yeah? All of them. Beyonce, she had turning up at one of her rallies, yeah? I mean, it's funny, isn't it, how they're all the same people that are... And Cardi B as well, look. Yeah, is that Cardi B? Wasn't she? She did a speech that was a complete disaster for Kamala Harris as well. You got this business going on as well with the machines, yeah? where it doesn't matter how much you try and push the thing for Trump, it just doesn't respond to it. But what does happen is the Harris one lights up, look. Yeah? This is the kind of stuff we've got going on, right? Yeah, look at this. This is bad news. This is more Spain, look. Imagine dealing with that, man. Yeah. Water is really, really heavy stuff. When it's flowing like that, you don't want to be anywhere near it. That's going to take houses away, man. That's going to take properties away. Look how cute this is. How can you not love wildlife and birds and stuff? I know it's a very basic, short little clip, but it's just so cute. It's not even funny. Yeah. Yeah, look, like you're saying, nothing stops water. Look at that. Yeah, absolutely right. Look at the state of it, man. And there's people in these cars and stuff. Yeah. Like you saw in that other one where there's like, you know, their lights are on and the cars are underneath the water floating down the road. Are you farting, Hugo? I think he might be. So yeah, it's super aggressive. This is crazy. Have you seen some of the AI stuff people have been making? Yeah. This is taken from The View, yeah. This is Kamala Harris on The View. Yeah. Oh, it's nasty. It's really nasty. Oh, don't like it. Proper clown world. No one is talking about this, the news is suppressing it actively. Yeah. Yeah, it's nasty. Do you know what? In my look, even they've got the circus in the background. Look at the way they've enhanced it. It's amazing. Do you know? It's funny. The book I'm writing at the moment, which is the ultimate prepping guide, right, by Sigma Prepper. Yeah, look, when it's the fan. Don't be sitting around a fire eating squirrels on sticks, right? So let me get to surviving natural disasters, right? So in the surviving natural disasters chapter, I've got to swipe the opposite way. It's this way. I might need to turn the brightness down a little bit. Is that better? That's better. Still a bit bright, isn't it? What do we want? We want to go. Oh no, hold on. We want to go to part 2. Surviving natural disasters. I was thinking on here we need to go into the flooding, localized flooding, right? So there's a chapter on surviving natural disasters, right? And there's 12 parts to this chapter. This one's localized flooding, right? Which talks about all the things that happen, the cascading effects, the ways you can prepare for it, and so on, right? So, should we do a little reading? So localized flooding occurs where an area experiences an overflow of water, submerges land and infrastructure. This can be caused by heavy rainfall, storm surges, river overflow, or the failure of dams and levees. Localized flooding can happen quickly, often with little warning, and can cause extensive damage to homes, businesses and infrastructure. Floods are measured using various scales, including the Flood Severity Index, which takes into account factors such as water depth and the area affected. So noteworthy examples, we've got Pakistan floods of 2010, one of the worst floods in recent history, affecting over 20 million people, destroying homes and causing extensive agricultural loss. Hurricane Harvey, you remember that one, resulted in catastrophic flooding in Texas, with some areas receiving more than 40 inches of rain. European floods, 2021, severe flooding across Germany, Belgium and other parts of Europe, leading to significant loss of life and property damage. So then I've got a section here called warning time, right? So for each of the, natural disasters, because they vary, right? So localised flooding can come with varying degrees of warning. Weather forecasts can predict heavy rainfall and potential flood risks days in advance, but flash floods can occur with little to no warning. The one we experienced in Thailand was literally within like an hour from being a big puddle at the end of the garden to being like properly submerged. Yeah, river and coastal flooding may offer a few hours to days of warning, allowing some time for preparations and evacuations. But the problems here is the disaster analysis part of this goes through all the cascading effects that result from flooding, right? So immediate inundation, the rapid accumulation of water and stuff. You've got the power outages that extend from that as well, because all the power lines taken down. You've got water contamination to deal with as well, where you water supply your private wells and things like that, as well as where the water's flooding straight through and takes all the pipes out that feed the water supply as well. So water contamination, you've got infrastructure damage, you've got transportation, communication networks down with the cell towers not working, you've got roads that are wiped out, bridges that are taken down, right? You get the picture. So economic loss, as I said before, with all the insurance and everything like that. Hey, Bambi Secret, lovely to see you, my darling. We're chilling out in the woods. Oh no, I thought my background light had gone out, it hadn't. So economic loss, we've got displacement. Flooding can force people from their homes, leading to temporary shelters and overcrowded living conditions, which of course with that many people's properties being wiped out in those areas, where do these people go, right? All the hotels are full up, and you've got increased crime as well, and the chaos following a flood. There may be some increase in looting and other criminal activities. And obviously if people have been evacuated, you end up with like Katrina syndrome, where people have their homes raided. You've got supply chain disruptions resulting from it as well, right? So there's all these cascading effects that result from just the original localized flooding, right? Which is this part of the chapter, localized flooding. Yeah. So like I say, this is part of my this is the Sigma Prepper Ultimate Prepping Guide. It's a 300-page plus book that I'm writing. It will be available soon. I've got a couple more chapters I need to get finished on it. One of them being surviving World War III. But also in here, in one of the first pages, is going to be a shout out to the Patreon VIP members, thanking them for supporting the channel. Now these are all the original ones, but there's some missing here now. So if you're thinking about supporting me through Patreon, even from as little as $6 a month or 20 cents a day or whatever it is, then you'll have your name forever ingrained in my published ebook, thanking you for helping to support doing things like writing books like this and bringing them to you. So the Patreon VIPs will be getting it free. I've got to see what tier levels will get what at the point, but it's completely and utterly exhaustive, let's just put it that way. Yeah, it goes into a lot of detail, into a lot of things. It's great to have. So yeah, I'll be doing that, and they've even got a Sigma Prepper quiz built into the books. It's all interactive, right? So you've got your quiz questions, A, B, C, D, that you can select. Yeah, it's interactive and stuff. So yeah, so that's another thing I'm working on. Let's jump back into things so I can catch up with the chat. You all right, mister? Have you got yourself twisted up with the lead? Or you're all right? You got your rear leg. Come here. There we go. Drew, remind me later to talk in Discord about Katrina event. Yeah, we'll be doing an after party on the way back from camp. There's a train coming. So Dark Meta saying people still don't have cell service in some places up there where the storm was in North Carolina and stuff. Train incoming! We waved at the train, we just got to hide in plain sight. Is it cold, Andy? It's about 10 degrees. About, what was it, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, is that? Something like that. I think it's time. Do you want a drink? Do you want a drink? I think we might. I think I should give Hugo put some drink in his bowl. You can usually tell because if I show him his bowl and he goes to start drinking out of it. Do you want a drink? You want a drink? Yeah, I'm going to pour his water into his bowl. Here it is. So Hugo's got his own water as well. And no expense spared, Berkey water filter water as well. They should have set up some repeater network, but the thing is, there's never, it is very much a bit of a black swan, well, not a black swan event, but it certainly wasn't, it's not normally expected in that location. Here you go. Go in. Yeah, that's nice. He's drinking out of his bowl. I'll save some back for me. But Hugo's got his water now, so he's happy. Is that nice? Are you going to drip it all over me, are you? Right, you're going to sit yourself down then. Sit. Hugo, sit. Good boy. Right. I wanted to be able to have a look at check out the comments from people. Hugo just slobbered all over my... We're all slobbered up here. You're right, Mr. Hugo Bear, with your slobbery poos. I need to pour myself a new cup of... Oi, you're doing it again, dude. After he's had a drink, he's literally just water's pouring out of his mouth. Bless him. He can't help it. I'd just rather he didn't do it on the tablet. I can't afford this one, let alone a new one. Oh dear. Thank you all for being with me. Not bad for November. Whereabouts are you, Bambi Secret? I thought you were in the UK. Yeah, Dark Matter's saying it's been 6 weeks now since the hurricane. Imagine not having internet or phone. Yeah, this is where you need the Sigma Pepper Ultimate Hotspot, don't forget. Yeah, my offline, off-grid internet backup device, which gives you access to a whole bunch of useful SAS survival guides, the entire Wikipedia, the entire medical wiki, the entire Gutenberg project with 60,000 books, plus about 160 Canadian prepper videos embedded on it and everything. Links in the description of this video. Bless old Hugo Bear. You right? You got your water. You got your drink there, so you're happy. Good boy. Settle down. I don't know how long. Sit. Stay. Good boy. Yeah, I don't know how much longer Hugo's going to be alright. I think he's okay. I'm going to pour myself a cup of tea though. He's itching. I hope he hasn't been bitten by anything. You alright, mister? It is nice getting into the wilderness though, I will say. Check for spiders. We're alright. I'm just worried about Hugo getting himself tangled up with a lead. Because I've just wrapped the lead around a tree trunk. He's got his blanket down there. I can get him hooked up. Cheers everyone. Midnight in the wilderness with Sigma Pepper and Hugo. Please hit the like button if you haven't done already. I do appreciate it. It does make a difference. Please subscribe if you haven't done. Not that YouTube ever lets anyone find this channel, because it doesn't like people knowing the stuff I know. But that's just what we have to live with. I'm in the UK, like sort of southeast-ish area. Come this side, Hugo. You're going to get tangled. Hugo, come. Come. Settle down. Settle down. There's a good boy. Right. I'm going to have a... We're having a cigarette and a tea break. Yeah? Oh. Might have to have myself a... I'm in a screen house in the woods drinking my coffee with a light on tripod. I like it, man. Cheers to you. Cheers to you. Cheers to Robert. Is Robert still with us? With his official Sigma Prepper mug. I need to get my Sigma Prepper camping cup really, but I can't afford it yet. Merch link in the description. Thank you, everyone. Cheers to you all. Love, peace and progress to the pack. I do appreciate you being with us. I'm just going back through the comments because I haven't been able to read some of them. So I'm just reversing through now. Hugo is a hobo train jumper, isn't it? Play the scream track through the train segment, says Multimedia Mart. Like it. It virtually was on the last time it went by. He had his brakes going on or something, screeching like an absolute good one. Oh, Toronto, Canada. My sister lives in Toronto. You're not saying it right. You're supposed to say Toronto, not Toronto. Only someone who lives in Toronto would say like that. But yeah, my sister lives in Toronto. Went there a couple of years ago for several weeks. Did the whole Niagara Falls, you know, and all that. It was really cool. Canadian people are nice. My brother-in-law's Canadian. My sister's British. I'm just reading the comments. They sent out emergency money to Ukraine, says Dark Matter. It's absolute travesty, isn't it? Yeah, and Dark Matter's making a good point there as well, which is where they were actually stopping people from trying to help people and suffering from the hurricane damage, right? And this is where you know that it's all supposed to be going badly, because then people's properties can be snapped up, pennies on the dollar, and they can knock them down, build their lithium plants and all the other things that they need to compete with China. It's bad news, man. And like Sandy says here, does insurance cover acts of God, as they say? And yeah, not really. Usually you have to have specific insurance for that. And as Dark Matter will probably agree, where this particular hurricane was a very unusual place. There'd be no reason to have insurance for floods. You're in the top of a mountain. Right. Dark Matter got looted. It's amazing. Aren't those... The bird is cute. Sorry, we're just rewinding back. They were throwing mud at the King of Spain the other day, says Multimedia Marts. Do you know what? I saw, what was it about? Was it the Queen? Was it the Queen of Spain or something? Or some royal woman got mud thrown at her face? Did you see that? Is that the same thing you're talking about? You see, Dark Matter they're saying about would not use any lithium-powered vehicles. They're ticking time bombs, yeah. Especially with salt water as well, because obviously salt water is like got a higher level of electrolyte, so it's more conductive, yeah, than normal water. So a lot of the electric vehicles were setting on fire because they were flooded, right? Whereas a normal combustion engine car doesn't do that. And there was some houses that had flood damage, but there were some houses that were burnt to the ground and had flood damage because they had a Tesla in the garage, right? When it flooded. It's bad news, just set on fire, yeah. No such thing as doom and gloom, Mark. Yeah, Dark Matter, there's no such thing as doom and gloom. It's about being realistic about the things that are going on, which are all the reasons why we are here right now together, because we all have one thing in common. well, usually two things in common. Usually we're like Sigma type personalities. We're not alphas or betas. We just want to be left alone, do our own thing and be self-sufficient, right? We don't want to be ruling anyone, and we don't want to be ruled either, right? So it's one of them, right? But that's the first thing we have in common. The second thing we have in common is we understand the risks that tomorrow may bring. We adapt, we survive. It's a wolf pack thing, right? Anyone who's heard the lyrics to the intro tune, right? Dear, oh dear. In fact, I've got the words to the. You must check out the. Make sure you're joined on the Discord community server for Sigma Prepper. It's a great place to be. Got it all going on there. It looks like that. Yeah, so you've got all these rooms here, look, of prepping information and stuff, and hangout rooms and stuff on the Discord server for Sigma Prepper. Links in the description below. Got a screen there. This is in the merch as well. There's a link to the merch store here called Exclusive Merch. So on these rooms down the side here, yeah, if you go all the way down the bottom, you've got the Sigma Prepper products. One of them is exclusive merch, and in here I've actually got the words to the. I got the words to the intro tune. Because I just spouted out a line off it. It's off the chorus, isn't it? In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed, the tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're going to own the situation. Hugo's looking the same. When a crisis comes, we understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive. It's a wolf pack thing. Just filled my awesome new mug with Diet Dew, so cheers everyone to the wolf pack. I'll tell you what, anyone toasting with an official Sigma Prepper mug, I have to toast to you, Robert. Thank you so much for being one of my first Sigma Prepper mug merchandise customers. And don't forget, I'm going to have to put the prices up because they're too far trimmed to the bone, to the point where I have to authorise each order, otherwise it gets cancelled because it's too undercosted. Cheers to you. You've got 48 hours to get your mugs before the prices have to go up to normal prices. Love to all of you. Love, peace and progress to the pack. So I think I'm pretty sure that Robert's got one of these, the same one as I've got, the official 20-ounce mega mug with the logo back and front. I think that's the one Robert might be drinking out of. What I want to get next is the Sigma Prepper camping cup, the metal enamel camping cup. Danger Bob got himself one of those. I'd like to indulge, but I'm quite happy with my mega mug. That was the first one as my official mug to toast everybody with, kind of a thing. You all right, mister? Hugo doing a bit of itching and scratching. Let's get back to the comments. Did we at one point have? Hold on, let's go back. Drew, remind me later to talk on Discord. Oh yeah, so talking on Discord, we will be doing a VIP after party on Discord. So we'll be doing everyone voice together. Don't forget, you can join Discord VIP after parties from as little as 20 cents a day as a patron, just starting at $6 a month Patreon membership, and you get loads of free stuff, behind the scenes vids and after parties. Can you afford not to be? And I really love you forever as well, just for showing your support, because YouTube's making it really difficult to grow this channel because it keeps holding it back and not letting anyone new ever find it. I've had a channel shut down before. Well, let's rewind. Where are we going? Tesla sent us 2 power walls that could power a city. After, do you know what, Dark Matter? Do you know as well? Do you know Tesla did a really good job as well of sorting out some Starlinks, yeah, to get internet back up and running. And that was Trump that I think set all that up, yeah. Thank you, Daily Survival, for keeping the links flowing. Moderator of all moderators. Oh, okay, I'm about 6 miles away in a village in South Staffordshire. It's not described as cool in the UK. No, I would say it's quite mild, honey. It's like, it's quite a comfortable temperature, to be honest. Hugo's super on guard. He can hear all sorts of stuff going on out there. He's properly on guard, bless him. I think it's like, I can hear it as well. I hope his lead is attached well enough to the tree there, because I think there's a badger or a fox or something like that over there. But this is the time of night. What is the time of night? It's 1:30 in the morning, so this is the time where all the wildlife starts coming, all the nocturnal life starts coming to life. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done. Oh cool, Dark Meta's going to join Discord, that'd be cool. There's loads of stuff in there, man, and if you've got loads of information, there's a whole room in there for like SHTF intel and stuff, right? If you've got news reports, if you've got any cool prepping tips, there's all rooms dedicated to each of the different prepping categories and stuff. So there's loads going on in there, man. It's a great place to make friends as well. We're all such a wonderful bunch. Thank you to everyone for being such a great wolf pack. I really appreciate you all. Makes it such a great place to come and be. Am I Batman? I wish I was Batman. I'd say if I was a billionaire, yeah? If I was a billionaire, I'd be Batman. Just so I can have a Batmobile and a cool suit that makes me look like I've got more muscle than I really have. Oh dear. Conspiracies are boring, real life has too many secrets. Isn't it just, you don't even need, I mean, to be honest, for anyone to think there's not a load of shit going on, you'd have to be a coincidence theorist. Let's be honest about it, right? Oh, okay, the black mug, even nicer. Oh, that's the next one I want to get. The black mug next, and then the Sigma Prepper camping cup, metal one. Which is stainless steel enamelled, so it's like good for acid. You can put it on your stove, on alkali, chemicals, you can put it in the fire. So I'm really keen to get one of those. I'm just reading through the comments. Appreciate you all being with us. Sigma Prepper has made an awesome community of like-minded peeps, yeah. And you know what, I think that's why I quite like the fact that Sigma Prepper has grown so slowly despite the production of videos that I've done, and having run a media company for 20 years, you'd think I'd know what I'm doing, right? But apparently YouTube does everything it can. Do you know, last week I had 7 new subscribers and 7 people unsubscribed, so I ended up having the same at one end of the week as the other. What's the chances of 7 new subscribers and having 7 people unsubscribe, ending up at 0 at the end of the week? I've had that quite a lot. And Sandy as well told me the other day, she went back to a video that she'd already watched and liked, and the like button was unliked. Yeah. So these are the sort of tricks that they play, right? To try and hold the channel back and stop me from growing. I should have been on about 10,000, 20,000 subscribers by now. The channel's been going 2 years, and I've put some epic videos out over that time. Like proper unique stuff. Right, I don't copy anyone. I've been prepping for 20 odd years, right? I've lived in like 3-4 different countries. I've visited 40 different countries, places like India, like Cambodia, do you know what I mean? Like proper gnarly fucking places that you learn a lot about disasters and how people live on the other side, right? And we lived on a tiny little island in Thailand as well. That's a whole, you have to be a prepper just to live on an island anyway, right? On a small little island, it's like 10 miles at its biggest diameter. So it's nice that I've got this place for us to be able to learn from each other and to exchange our wisdom and to share our knowledge and some of the crises that we've been through and survived and the things that we've seen around us. Was I in the military, says Banana? No, never did the military thing. I did the whole Cubs and Scouts, and my son's done, I'm the chairman of the Scouts, funny enough, but my son did Beavers, Cubs, and then Scouts, and then Explorers, and now he's a military army cadet as well. So he's followed in my footsteps in terms of the survival stuff. But I've done an awful lot of work with off-grid power. I'm an electronic and robotic engineer, so I do prototype engineering stuff, so I do a lot of bringing products to market. I've got lots of survival gear that I'm bringing to market. But my speciality is electronic engineering, coding, circuit board design, product design, and all the sales and marketing that goes with it, basically. So I'm building quite a lot of stuff that's kind of more technically survival gear, cool gadget, James Bond stuff, basically, right? James Bond styling. I won't tell you the brand of my prototype engineering company, but it's basically to do with James Bond. Those who know, know. But anyway, 640 subs, I know, it's a joke, man. I was gaining, and I gained 100 subs in 2 days, and it was doing that, and then suddenly it went boom. I think it was when I brought out my my intelligence reports. When I started doing those intelligence reports, and I was making those predictions, and then those same things would happen like a few months later, right? I don't think they like that. I think I can hear some people. If you could see Hugo as well. Bless his got the socks. Let me see if I can show you Hugo. It's like me and him just looked. Oh, me and him just looked. Right, is it? Hugo's it. No one can see a handsome face. There we are. He's just sat right next to me. He's happy. If he's happy, I'm happy. You alright, mister? You having a good time? Yeah? Are you glad you came with Daddy? I'm glad he came. Wouldn't have been the same without him. Okay? See, Mark Dark Meta, been obsessed with robotics since always. One of Boston Dynamics spot bad, didn't it? Yeah, the Boston Dynamics dog. Most people come to me asking me how to take such a thing down. But you know, I built a shoulder joint. One of my personal projects, rather than a client project, was a robotic arm shoulder joint. In fact, I did show a little thing earlier on because I took some random pictures of it to show Sandy, who she's in the chat right now. I was chatting to her on WhatsApp earlier today. She was like, "What were you doing yesterday then?" I was like, "Oh, I was messing around with the wiring on my, which has started life as my robotic arm shoulder joint that I engineered. This is all CNC machined aluminium, right? But I redid all the wiring here with these Vision Lock sensor boards, right, which I've secured and rewired, and but this is hardcore. This is like a pan and tilt system, which is like my sentry turret, right? You can see the pan gear down there, and then you've got the tilt mechanism here. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically what I've been doing the last couple of days, but it's good to go now. You see, I've redone the firmware on the receiver, and I had to rewire the main voltage regulators. Oh, yeah. Funny enough, I took a picture of this just so I could remember afterwards when it's reinstalled which one's the positive and which one's the negative, right? So this is a 5-volt regulator board that supplies those Vision Lock boards and the receiver electronics, and then and I've put an extra capacitor on there because there's a bit of a dip on power with those servos. You can see in the back. Oh, you can see in the back. Let's do it. You can see. Why does it keep doing that? So here's these are the two power supplies for each of the pan servo, the tilt servo, These are programmable, these are programmed at 8.4 volts, so I'm sort of running those servos at maximum power. But it's pretty monster. You don't want to get your hands in the way out, it'll take your fingers clean off, right? But that thing can swing about a couple of crossbows if you wanted it to. Let's just put it that way, right? You could mount a couple of paintball guns, let's say, one either side. And it's all remote control from like miles away. I can remote control it, right? So that's one of my projects. Obviously, the book I'm writing is a big project for me at the moment. I've spent a long time writing that, and I'm so close to getting it finished. Another one of my own, I've got quite a few of my own personal quotes in there as well that I've put in the book. So in between each chapter basically is a quote, right, a unique quote. So this is the SHTF, the Global Threat Analysis chapter, right, which just talks about the reasons why we need to be prepared now more than ever, right, and some bits and pieces. Sorry, it's so over, what do you call it? And then the quote here, this is one of my own ones. Prepping isn't paranoia, it's the wisdom of understanding tomorrow's risks today. And then this goes into SHTF Intel sources. So these are all the sources that I use to do my SHTF Intel reports. And like every single one of them has got its own little screenshot, laptop looking thing with a description and a link that's clickable, yeah. And it's like, do you want to go to blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, so it's all completely interactive ebook as well, right? So there's like pages and pages of sources of different types of news, World War III news and stuff like that, right? So it's massive, it's a massive kind of a thing. And there's just illustrations everywhere, right? They're all custom illustrations, and this is personalising preparedness to take into consideration all the differences of where you live, how much money you got, how big your family is, where you live, you know, stuff like that. And then this goes into the simulation of an entire grid down scenario, right? Day by day, what happens each day, day 1, day 2, and so on. It highlights everything you should do, what happens in a grid down, day by day, what to expect, yeah? It's super, super. This is why this thing's 300 pages. So imagine there's 300 pages of, like, you know, all custom artwork, imagery and stuff. We've got prepper profiles chapter as well with my own characters here, representing the traps that people fall into, being too, you know, too focused on one thing and completely ignore things like energy and fuel and, you know, security and protection. You know what I mean? You're just setting yourself up. You might have all your food that you want, but so yeah, and then it breaks down each of these. The unprepared, look, they've got nothing of anything. And then gives you a rundown. This is the commander, this is the hunter character, and you can see got all the hunting stuff but got no energy and fuel supply, so although they think they're going to last 18 months, actually they're not. Who's this? That's that way. Then you've got the kitchen queen, look, classic. The kitchen queen, look, got all the food preps in the world, all the freeze drying business going on, but got no security and protection. So someone like the next character, which is the commando, look, he's just going to come along because all he cares about is having all the gear and no idea, right? So he's just going to go start robbing stuff from the kitchen queen, who's got no way to protect herself but all the food. Do you see how that works? So it breaks all that down. There's a few other characters there, the animal lovers. We got training coming. Hello, train. Thank you. Survival is not just about having a plan, but about having the wisdom to adapt when the plan fails. I kind of, please hit the like button if you haven't done already. I implemented a few of my quotes into the song lyrics of the live shows that I do, the countdown tune at the beginning. I'm particularly happy with the way the it's another really long train, isn't it? Oh, I got some of these actually. I got to put a lot more. I'll show you it on here. Hold on, when this train's gone, I'll give you another little sneak peek. Hugo, Hugo, it's just a train, baby boy. Come on, settle down. Good boy. Oh, I've got some chocolate as well, actually. Gonna have myself a little piece of chocolate. I'm glad the lights are working. The battery's lasting quite long, isn't it? Are you liking the lights in the background, by the way? I think this is on maximum brightness. I'm gonna double check. I think it's as bright as it goes, 100%. The background light I'm talking about, lighting up my favourite oak tree. Right, so I'm gonna have a piece of chocolato. Gonna have a piece of chocolato, mi amico. Oh no, his face is so funny. Hugo Bear's right on it. Yeah, can you hear it? Is Daddy rustling around with packets? Packets. So I've got my Cadbury, sorry, my Cadbury. Oh, what an insult! I've got Galaxy thingy bob, glamping lights. Listen to it. They're my nature lights. Does Hugo think that he might want some? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Is that Hugo Bear might want some chocolato, mi amico? We'll have a couple of bits and I'll let you lick a little bit of chocolate off my fingers and that's it. Because chocolate is bad for doggies. Even though you're 60 kilograms, 62 kilograms of dog, 130 pounds of doggy, a tiny little bit of taste of chocolate off my fingers is not going to be a disaster. Sit down though, because you're getting slobber all over me. Sit. Sit. Good boy. It's only fair that we let people see you being all patient and stuff. This is Hugo's patient face. Are you being patient? Hey? This is Hugo Bear. Being a bear. I'm waiting for some chocolate. Oh dear. Right. Let's get back up here. How's that? Oh, it's a bit floppy. It's a bit floppy. We're going to have to tighten that up. There we go. Okay. So one thing I've got to do as well is just looking through my my latest version of the book. Yeah, The Ultimate Prepping Guide by Sigmund Prepper, right? So this is the whole thing about how to know when to GTFO. Bugging out the option C, right? Now in here, in fact, let me just crank down the brightness a bit because it's still playing up with the camera in it. Sit. That's nicer. Hey, sit. Settle down. You're not having anything more now. So this section here, right, goes into the whole bugging out option C. So it breaks it down into homesteading, as we've got here. We've got the homestead. I think it's the main light it doesn't like, right? But we've got a homestead, bugging in and bugging out, right? And so we start off breaking down the homestead. The YouTube video app's really bad at getting the lighting right, isn't it? Right. So this is the homesteading part. Now it goes to the pros and the cons of homesteading, right? And it's pretty. Right, now this is, I need to do more of these, right? I've got all of these prepared, these quick tips, yeah? So this is one I've thrown in here for homestead, right? Just to make sure you minimise people's knowledge of your preps and stuff like that. So I've got all these quick tips, I've got about 40 of them, and I need to kind of scatter them throughout the book. I've got a few I've thrown in. There's another one here. Is that even a real one, or I'll just put anything in there? Building in subtle security. I wish this wasn't mirrored so I can't even see what it says. So I need to throw some more of them in. Then it breaks down the option B, which is bugging in. So this is more like hiding in the attic or in the basement or something. Yeah, and I could do a throw in some of them quick tips in here. I think this is that's a made up one. It just says another one, look. So you can still, it's still in sort of prototype format. And it goes into some pros and cons of bugging in. Obviously one of them being you've got to stay completely silent, right? Because you've got to be hiding in your crawl spaces or whatever with no one knowing you're there. And again, some of the things to watch out for. And then it gets into, it talks about things like, you know, using your headset with your ham radio, so, you know, you're not making any noise coming out your speaker, and all that kind of business. And then we've got the bugging out option C, right, which is full on, you know. And bugging out, you see, comes in 3 different flavors itself. Right, you've got bugging out to like friends or family's house in a different town, somewhere that's not experiencing what you're experiencing, like the floods or grid down scenario or wildfires or whatever your reason you need to bug out for is, or you've been evacuated, right? You've got the other option, which is obviously going in a camper van or an RV, recreational vehicle of some kind, and trying to find somewhere nice and secluded that's got like a freshwater lake or something you can fish in and collect water and filter and things and have solar and generators or whatever, right, and a good fuel supply, and then obviously all the way down to the option 3 of the option C, which is bugging out, is of course literally in a tent in the wilderness, getting away from everything and everyone, as a very, very safe option. But of course, depending on where you are, you've got things like wildlife to consider, you've got the environment and things like that, and so that will then goes through all the pros and cons and things to watch out for in a bugging out scenario, and why you may need to bug out if your property's been damaged or something like that. And it gives you separate positives of the different versions of bugging out, right? Whether you're going to stay with other friends and family and things like this, right? So there's a bunch of, it's pretty, I mean, this is like years of writing really all put together into one thing. That's why it's 300 pages big. So it's like the only prepping guide you're going to need, basically. And then it talks about the one-way ticket concept of the fact that once you've left your home to then bug in the attic or in your bunker or in your crawl space or in your basement, there's no going back to homesteading because someone might have moved in or it gets damaged more. And equally, once you've left your house completely to bug out, there's no going back to your home. It's going to be Katrina scenario. It's going to be completely annihilated, right? And even goes into like legal and ethical considerations for bugging out with property and using self-defense and things like that. So, you know. You're right, mister. He's just doing himself a oh, careful, baby. He's got himself wrapped up in the lead now. Come here. He's going to make me get up, isn't he? So sanitation, waste removal, trash. Yes, exactly. That's also something covered in there, is the whole... This is why people make fun of people who have like paper plates, right, as part of their preps. But having paper plates is a really good idea because A, trying to wash up things is a big use of water, but then you do have the problem of disposing of it. But the paper plates you can burn and use as, you know, things like that. Right, sit yourself down, Hugo. There we go. Right. Oh, you've got... I'm sorry, baby. Right, sit yourself down. Settle down. Good boy. Right, sorry, just getting Hugo untangled from his own lead. So let me know your thoughts on some of the sneak peeks of my book I'm working on, but it's taking a bit longer than I wanted it to, I'll tell you that now. But It will be the ultimate prepping guide, otherwise there's no point the title being the ultimate prepping guide, is it, if it's not going to be the ultimate prepping guide, yeah. So is YouTube doing it to me, still removing subscribers all the time, Sandy? Yeah? Is that what we're saying? Right, that's all you're getting. Looks great, says Multimedia Mark. Thank you, I appreciate that. Dark Meta there saying, yeah, out here in I'm assuming NC is North Carolina. In the country, anything and everything you can burn, you burn. You know, this was the same living island life in Thailand when we lived in Thailand for like on a little island, right? You got to be clever about what you're doing with your waste because you can't bury it, you can't send it anywhere. So it would be a bit annoying because Thai people, with all due respect to them, they don't really care about things like putting plastic bags on a fire or a plastic bucket. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh man, you get that like toxic, rancid, black smoke coming off that's that nasty plastic burning smell. They don't kind of care about it too much, which can be annoying with like Western culture where we're not used to putting tires on a fire or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so it is a problem dealing with trash, and it's really good that you've brought that up. Dark Matter, I think, wasn't it? Yeah. Burn anything and everything you can. And you know, it does remind me as well, and if you're living in a cold climate, it's even more important to have things to burn, right? I mean, that was a big thing that I learned from studying the Bosnian War, and the guy who was being interviewed from that in a survival situation, because that went on for a long time, right? And it was freezing cold, and he said within like 2 months, all of the wooden frames of the doors, all of the wooden doors, all of the wooden window frames had already been used as firewood. Every tree, even park benches, do you know, like park benches, and they have those slats of wood, they'd even raided the park benches of the wood to burn wood to keep warm. So don't underestimate like how desperate people get as a collective, and how like within like a couple of months there's literally no windows and doors because people have to burn them to keep warm. Imagine that, choosing to keep your front door or have to put it on the fire to just get warm from it, right? I mean, this is bad news, man. Robert there saying, I have a cinder block fire for trash. I mean, the other things that are good for that, Robert, as well, are those the galvanized steel trash cans, right, with the lid on it. They've got the holes in. You need the ones that have got the holes around the sides usually, as air holes to suck the oxygen in. Of course, your triangle of fire, heat, oxygen, and ignition. So, looking grand, says Sandy. Chaos is liking it. Thank you for your feedback. Same in Missouri, says Robert. Is that in terms of burning stuff, is it? So Dark Meta there saying, plus you just get a real hot fire going and most stuff burns up. Don't burn tyres, that's crazy, isn't it just? Especially when your next door neighbour's doing it. And it would always be when Mrs. Sigma Prepper would just put the washing out on the line. Yeah, you put your clothes up to dry on the line, and then your next door neighbour's burning plastic bags and plastic buckets and tyres on the fire in their garden. But you know, this is the thing, when you live in a foreign country, you're the immigrant, you're the guest, you're the one who gets to not be allowed to complain. You just got to deal with it. Yeah. When in Rome, you can grind up old tyres to use as aggregate and like 50 other uses, says Dark Meta. Yeah. You can even turn them inside out and use them as flower pots as well. Oh dear. Bananad. I wish I could say your name properly, but I do apologise. Bananad. Yeah, that looks alright. Bananad B. It took very minimal forces to put those Bosnian cities into that state. Did you watch, have you ever seen that, Bananad? Have you ever seen that interview with that guy in the military? I always advise any survivalist or prepper to go and watch that video if you think that you can survive. And it teaches you the value of bartering as well. When he told the story of like women clutching a baby, knocking on the door, begging for food and offering their bodies for food while they're clutching a 2-month-old baby. What the hell? How do you deal with that, even psychologically, right? How do you turn her away? And how do you know it's not a trap? Where, you know, they send in the young innocent, well not innocent, but you know, the young innocent looking, can't help herself woman with a child to sort of get you to give them some preps and some food supply and that in a crisis, and then there's a gang that's right behind her once you've opened the door to her, right? There's all these sorts of things that go on. It's bad news. See, Robert's saying he's got a 55-gallon drum he uses if it's windy to burn stuff, yeah. We've got one of those galvanised rubbish bin things that we bought for putting fires in. I don't think there's anything wrong with it actually. It's got a bit rusty, but it's fine for putting stuff in and burning it. But it's not very useful. You're better off having something that you can put things in to burn, like a wood burning stove, that where the heat is more usable to cook on and things, whereas on one of those galvanised steel trash can things that you can use for burning, then I don't think they're quite as easy to use that strategically as a heat source, as a way to heat water or to cook on top of, do you know what I mean? So consider that when you're considering your trash burning contraption. Your trash burning contraption should be, you should consider a wood burning stove, for example, will still burn your trash, but you can pop your kettle on the top and boil up some water and that at the same time, right? So then you're not wasting energy. And therefore having to cut down even more windows and doors to use as firewood. You alright, mister? I'm tempted to give Hugo a little bit more lead, but not sure. Yeah, damsel in distress trick, says Multimedia Marks. Dark Meta saying, man, my cousin was adopted from South America. He was wrapped in a blanket 12 hours a day, strapped to his mum's back. Can you see Hugo's lead? He's up there somewhere now. You can see his lead, can't you? It's quite funny because some of the colours of the LED lights make it show its fluorescentness, like now, look. Hugo, come and settle down, baby boy. Good boy, stay with daddy. You're going to get tangled up. Good boy, sit. I'm not going to be able to probably keep him out too much longer. That already happens in the UK when fake postal and fake council workers, they send a woman to knock and get you to open the door, and then the other guys kick the front door open and rush in. It's bad news, man. Honey trap, says Multimedia Marks. Yeah, it's wild, says Dark Meta. The more you learn, the less waste you have, because everything has a use in some way. Yep. Banana Nad. My company made drones that can play audio for tricks like that. Oversimplification, but yeah. Yeah, I work with a few drone companies doing prototype engineering. I worked with one that was sort of like somewhat military. I mean, it wasn't. It was border control for Malaysia government, but that's the closest I got to doing military tech, yeah. But I worked with another company, Immersion RC. I was the head of sales and marketing and prototyping. And they did a lot of drone technology before the DJI stuff, you know what I mean? I was their main guy. Yeah, Dark Meta, dude, I think it's hilarious the guys who cut down those cameras in the UK, referring to the ULEZ cameras, yeah, the ultra low emission zone cameras, the 15-minute city regulating cameras essentially is what they'll become. But Yeah, so you're talking about the Blade Runners. The Blade Runners are the guys who go around with their reciprocating saws, basically, and cutting the poles down. It's like a proper way of saying no. Just no. You know, we don't want it. We never voted for it. We never asked for it. So lose it. Do you know his lead is actually fluorescent green. It's 8 meters long as well. His lead. It's a chunky, thick lead. It's 8 meters long as well. So he has plenty of. It's not. He hasn't got the full 8 meters. He's probably got about 3. Come and stay with Daddy, Hugo Bear. I might let him have a little cup of tea in a minute. Is Robert rocking? Yeah, man. I'm glad you got your other Sigma Prepper official merch mug, Robert, today. So, and thank you to be able to cheers with it. Cheers, Robert, and your new official Sigma Prepper merch mug. Cheers to you, my man. Thank you for being a wonderful supporter of the IP and mug bearer. Don't forget, I'm going to have to put the prices of the mugs up and reduce the price of shipping within the next 48 hours. So if you want to get an even better bargain than you're already getting, because I had the prices so stripped down to the bone so that more people could have the mugs, that it's not even covering the offset of shipping. So I'm going to have to make some adjustments. But I did promise that if any orders come in the next 48 hours, I will honour them, even though they'll be, you know, a bit too discounted than they should be, to the point where I'm virtually paying people to have mugs, right? There's just an oversight on my part. I was trying to not do it as a money-making exercise, but more so that the Wolf Pack could have our official toasting Sigma Prepper mugs was the idea, right? But go and check it out. The link's in the description of this video if you're interested. It's a great way of supporting the show and advertising the brand as well, and some cool looking cups of all sorts of key important messages as well, like the Survival Instincts the Survival Instincts mugs. I noticed there's quite a few of those in people's shopping carts, and for those that aren't aware, you see, the Survival Instincts were actually part of my Ultimate Prepping Guide book that I'm writing at the moment, and there's a chapter for mental mastery, right, for those who haven't seen it. So the mental mastery, which is a really important chapter, which talks about the survival instincts, right? So you've got your freeze, fight, flight, fawn and flow, right? Flow's where you want to be. But everybody, you see, will have their own specific tendency towards one of these main 4 survival instincts, right? Freeze, flight, fight and fawn. And they're essentially, you all right, mister? I'm just making sure he's all right. But these, oh, sorry, where were we? Yeah, so this is, and I've reflected these on the new mugs I've done. We've got the survival instincts, where I've got sort of like somewhat funny but not captions to do with the different survival instincts. But the flow is where you want to be, which is rather than just your knee-jerk reaction to freeze in a crisis or to fight, you're able to stay calm and collected and to use these different survival instincts to your advantage, whether you need to fawn to make someone feel sorry for you, or, you know, gain their trust or something, navigating, or whether it's using fight to thingy bob, or, you know, freeze to take stock and take some time to figure stuff out, right? So it breaks down into more detail with all of the different survival instinct characters and how to, you know, use more of it, how to lose more of it, and so on with all the different characters. So that's the mugs that this is the flow one, and of course the whole point is to gain, and again, just to recap. You all right, mister? So that's the idea with the mental mastery. And so those mugs that are now available in the merch store, in fact, unfortunately, in that screenshot, I don't think the survival instincts ones are there, are they? What are you doing? Did you just eat something? Did you just eat that biscuit off the top of my cup? You did as well. You cheeky little what's this? Hugo just stole a biscuit. I've been robbed. Hugo, come here. Come. Come. Come on, settle down. Settle down. I'm probably gonna pour this cup of tea. Let's get my monitor window back up so I can check what's going on with the chat. So I'm really looking forward to getting the book finished. Really close. I've got about 50 pages left to go. Well, 40 out of 300, and it'll be about 350 pages maybe when it's finished. 325 maybe. So I've got about 30-40 pages left to write, and we should be good to go. So I'm looking forward to that. I wanted to get it done before Christmas, and it should well be, but I've been trying to get everything done for the channel with all the merch and a few other bits set up. I've had to rewrite all the music so I can not worry about copyright and stuff anymore. From the tunes that I bought and produced, I've now completely redone them. So I'm making progress. The channel is growing incrementally, slowly. I'm getting the little tasks done for the live shows and everything incrementally. So as long as we can continue with an incremental improvement, incremental growth, even if it's 1% every day, we will at some point in our lives end up where we need to be with Sigma Prepper, right? That's the idea. So cheers to that, everybody. Love, peace and progress to the pack. Yummy. I think I'll have my last cigarette, and I'll catch up with you fine people in the chat. And then once I stop streaming, I'll switch over to Discord on the VIP chat, and we can have an after party with the VIPs in Discord afterwards. So that'll be the plan, and then you can keep me company while I'm packing up in the woods with Hugo and turning all the lights off and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's the great thing about being a VIP Patreon member. We get to do the after parties. So, and do make sure you are joined on Discord. The link's in the description of this video. It's completely free to join. Obviously the VIP rooms are only for the Patreon members, but again, starting from as little as $6 a month. It's a great way to support me and help me to keep bringing this information, getting the book finished, which of course the patrons will get for free, and other downloads as well, and other ebooks that I've got planned, which are going to be great. I've got an entire off-grid energy one, which is going to be pretty epic. That will be coming quite soon after. So got it all rocking. Isn't that right, Hugo Bear? Hmm? You right, mister? You having a good time? Hmm? Are you happy? Yeah? Are you happy to be in the woods with Daddy? You feel lovely and warm. You feel lovely and warm. Bless his cotton socks. Is that nice? Is that nice? Oh dear, big kisses from Hugo Bear. He's waiting for his thing of tea. So yeah, I do appreciate you being with us. And I'm going to be doing a lot more of these. This is why I've got my pack shrunk right down, right? I'm using actually a different backpack as well. So it's a much more efficient size. It's just it's like a small laptop bag. I forgot I even had it. We bought this, I think I bought that from Singapore or something when we went there, when we were living in Asia, right? And it's a really good quality bag, and it's just been sat in my cupboard, and I thought, I wonder if I can get my on-location streaming stuff into that bag, and I have indeed managed to do it, including the flask and a bottle of water for Hugo with his folding bowl, and the tripod that you're on, and the 2 lights that I've got, which I think these work out great as well, smaller lights, yeah, so I've got my main one here, and the one that's lighting the background up. So I think, yeah, I think it's worked out all right, actually. So yeah, I'm a happy customer, even though I haven't bought anything. I've just reconfigured stuff, right? And this tripod is it's the smallest one I've got, because I've got big chunky ones or nothing, right? But this one's quite small, but it happens to be just the right size Yeah, at the very peak to be high enough, only just. But it does fit in my pack, right? So, do you want to sit yourself down? Yeah, just wait for Daddy. We won't be long now, mister. We're not going to be long. Yeah, Daddy going to finish his cigarette and cup of tea. Yeah? And then we're going to rock and roll. Should we position the camera down so we can see Hugo Bear's face? Look. There we go. Now you can't see my face, and it's got chopped off. You can chop off a little bit, but not all of it. So, which tripod? Oh, it's just literally a no brand nasty thing that's really spindly. It's aluminium, but it's not like the usual chunky thing I'd have. But it's cool because it fits in that little bag, right? And then the only other thing I have extra is my camping chair, which doesn't go out that small, but it does, you know, squash together. And then in the bag, sling. Train incoming! Train incoming! Oh, it's so lovely to have you all with us. I do appreciate you joining me live from the woods. It's not even midnight in the woods, it's 2:15 in the morning. 2:15 on the morning of Guy Fawkes night in the UK. So remember the 5th of November. So this is the celebration of the gunpowder treason and plot by Guy Fawkes in the UK. That's today, as of from now, because it's past midnight, right? So it's now the 5th of November. Plus, it's election day. So we're going to be doing this all over again tomorrow, except I'm going to be in the studio for Secret Prepper. We're going to be doing a proper global threat analysis live, where we'll be covering the elections, we'll be covering what's going on in London and things like that with the Guy Fawkes celebrations. Sometimes they have some protests going on. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what's going on with America as well, with the elections that are going to be happening tomorrow. So it should be a busy day. I'm going to try and do a monster live that we keep rocking for a long time now, right? Remember the 5th of November. So is it 9:15 for you right now? Because your clocks have now fixed themselves back up again. You right? I must save Hugo some tea. He usually gets the last bit of tea in the cup. Do you want a drink? Huh? Do you want a drink? You got your water here? Yeah, he's having a slurp, which is good. I can't believe there's another train coming. You're going to have to endure another train. You got to love this oak tree though, innit? What a beauty. Here comes the train incoming. Watch out. I feel obliged to wave at the train now. Wave at the train driver. Hugo's right into the train. No. Bless his cotton socks. I do like it in the woods at night. Some people say it's scary, the thought of being out in the middle of the woods on your own. But I'm not on my own, I'm with Hugo Bear for a start. And the trains. Got Hugo's blanket here, look. Hugo, come here. Come. Put your blanket on. Getting his blanket on him. Dressing him back up as E.T. Come and sit down. Sit down next to Daddy. There's a good boy. Right, train's gone. Cool, dear. Of course I can. Doesn't everybody already know that Dark Matter is the best Minecraft YouTuber on the planet? Yeah. So says Sigma Prepper, right? Love, peace and progress to the wolf pack. Hear me now. Oh dear. Love it. Really appreciate you being with us. You all right, Mr. Hugo Bear? Have you had a good time? Yeah? We're going to have to pack all our stuff up. Yeah? What a mess of stuff we've got as well. Reckons I've been streaming for 165 minutes. 165 minutes, Hugo Bear. Yeah? He's so patient, he just doesn't care. Whenever I'm ready, he's ready. He doesn't even have to put his shoes on to be ready. Yeah, he's literally, if I say you're coming out for a walk, whoomp, he's there. He's just like, no messing about. You're going to need a shower soon, mister. You're a smell bag. You need to get you shampooed in the bath. He'll tell you, it's so good when it's time for him to have a bath. You just say to him, right, come on in the bath. And he just does like one hot boing in the bath and you get the shower. Takes a good half hour. I usually do him twice. And he sits there the whole time, just stands there. If you tell him to turn around, he'll turn around, he'll just stand there. Sometimes he'll start lapping the nasty suds in the bottom of the bath. It's like, no, Hugo, don't drink the water. Oh, bless his cotton socks. Oh, I can't even take any more. Oh, yes, I can. I think there's some tea left in the flask. So the last bit of tea I'll let Hugo have. That's only fair. Yeah. I think he's ready to move on. So I think that means I'm going to have to be as well. I've got to remember my ashtray is there. My makeshift ashtray. So yeah, really appreciate you. I really appreciate you guys sharing this time with us. Don't forget, tomorrow we've got an epic monster live show rocking, where we're going to be celebrating. We're going to be dissecting the election results as they're happening. We'll also be talking about what's going on with the Guy Fawkes, and we'll have some fun with that as well. We'll do some memes, so get your memes in over on the Discord server and your quotes as well. So we'll have some Sigma Mindset quotes. Get yourself over on the Discord server. There's an entire category for you over there for it. You've got some epic memes, get them on the Discord server as well, and I'll show them tomorrow as part of the show. It will be an extended live show, so there'll be plenty of times to do a few segments of memes. I'll figure out how I'm going to do that tomorrow. But in the meantime, thank you so much everyone for joining us. I really appreciate it. So Hugo, you're going to come and say goodbye to everybody? Huh? Come with Daddy. Come with Daddy. Good boy. So, from Hugo Bear. Hugo, what's this? Hugo, what's this? No, here. So from Hugo Bear and me, I really appreciate you being with us. Don't forget, I'm going to jump onto the Discord server briefly, and on the VIP, so we'll check it out on the way home. You can keep us company while I pack up and while we walk back through the woods together. So thank you to each and everyone for joining me. I really appreciate each and every one of you. You've been such a great, wonderful bunch. I know we haven't really talked about anything of any consequence, but we've had a good chat about some things that are on our mind, and I suppose we have got into it a bit on stuff. I've burnt through an entire flask of tea, so excellent. Really appreciate you all, and love, peace and progress to the pack, my absolute beauties, and I shall see you on the other side.